Hello, lovelies. I'm back. This is Kimberly Purpoz, and welcome to my channel. I put the mic on. I saw this interesting article that I want to share with you all. Let me move myself out of the way. But yeah, and I wanted to share. I want to do something a little different here. And first of all, this is the new necklace in my store, the Purpoz Healing Art Store. Is coming soon. Keep you guys posted. And yeah, but I was doing a little research because I wanted to learn more about how get an idea about the indigenous, how the indigenous people lived in the past here in the Americas, and how it is, going on here today. To see there are some events that are taking place as we speak now of some indigenous tribes that are still here in other parts of the world. And one in particular I'm talking about is the Sentinel. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing it right, Sentinel tribe. It says here, this article is a little disturbing. It's about 3 years old. It's disturbing that they still have human zoos to this very day. I read about how it occurred throughout history. In the 1800s and the early 1900s, about human zoos and how tourists come and see people who are indigenous to certain parts of the world and exploit them for money. And this is what's happening right here in India. But this was taking place here in India. This island that's hard to reach is, they consider it a dangerous island, but that's been hidden for so long is now been exposed, and now they want to still, the gray Caucasians and the gray Asians want to now take the land from the indigenous people, the original people of that land, for greed, for money, and it's untouched land that hasn't been tampered with and destroyed like they have done in other places in the world. And now they're coming in and trying to take this land from these groups of indigenous people. But the article is called A Human Zoo of the World's Most Dangerous Island. And it says here, the shocking future of North Sentinel. And this article is written by Jim Dotson. And it says, searching the world for the most amazing people, places, and things. Yeah, I didn't care for this title too much, but I guess it's being quite truthful of what's taking place, but which is really sad. But let's scroll down. Here's a picture of human safari at the Jarrera tribe. Them showing food and vegetables or whatever food items to the indigenous people, exploiting them, through tourism. It's very disgusting. But it says here, updated. This is an update. It was updated on October 17, 2017. And it says here, according to recent news from the Survival International, in the 2013 Andaman administration promised to open a sea route to the island's most popular tourist destination, which will stop tourists needing to drive through the Jarrera Reserve. The sea route has recently become operational, but despite the authorities' commitment to ensure all tourists would have to use the sea route, very few currently do, and the market to human safaris along the road is flourishing. One tour company, Tropical Andaman, states that the famous Jarrera Creek is a lonely planet in itself. It's a dwelling of the oldest tribes found in these islands. The tribes, known as the Jarreras, are aloof from the civilized world. They are a wonder of the modern world, but they feed on raw pigs, fruits and vegetables. They don't speak any language that's known to general public. Their pitch black skin and red eyes leave you dazzled in case you happen to meet them. You know, the beautiful bronze color skin, to be exact. But this is what they do here. Looking at this. But, when you look at this, you see what's going on. This is evident and proof of what the colonizers have done globally in all lands all across the world. And this is what's going on today on this island. Is exactly what happened here in the Americas, in Australia, in the Caribbean, and all over the world, to the melanated race all over the world. And this is exactly how they're doing it. It's modern day colonization, stealing of the land of the indigenous people for greed, because they want to destroy the land and the planet and hoard the resources for themselves, the great Caucasians and the great Asians and the Greys. Let's just say that. And it says a tourist website, Flywiders, often glimpse a primitive tribal to tourists driving through the Jarrah reserves. And another, Hadify, describes the Jarrah as a major attraction and claims that Jarrah loves the high of specific drugs on it being tobacco. Yeah, they're trying to get them attached. That's how they get them. They try to get them addicted to certain drugs like nicotine and tobacco, what better way, and trip back them into stealing more of their land and resources, And it says the activists are now concerned about the future of North Sentinel Island, circled by particular clear sapphire water, a secure ring of submerged coral reefs, and completely covered by thick mangrove jungle and end of the powdery white beach. This outcast paradise, removed from all civilization, is surrounded by more mystery than any science fiction film. Yeah. And they want to come over there so they can steal the resources, the land. I wouldn't be surprised if pharmaceutical companies try to go over there and see what kind of plants are there so they can hoard the plants and the resources and try to force people to have to buy more stuff from them. And it's just greed, pretty much. And they claim they make all this money off this tribe, but how much are they actually giving to the tribe? And are they doing anything to help them to keep the land, which I doubt? They're trying to come up with crooked schemes on how they can steal it and take it. That's all I see. It's the same thing that they did here in the Americas and that they're doing over there. It says, located far in the Bay of Bengal in the island ocean, Sentinel Island is the most isolated places on Earth, approximately the size of Manhattan. This remote island is home to the Sentinelese tribe, the most dangerous tribe in the world. Yeah, right. And see, this is how the racist tactic they try to pull, telling them dangerous and the most dangerous tribe. That's how they did the indigenous Indians here in the Americas, the American Aborigines. The copper-colored race that's over here, and also the copper-colored race that's over there in the island. I recently traveled the areas and was struck by the beauty of the region, but was also shocked at how quickly developed the tourism is encroaching on these unexplored islands. Yeah, and they're destroying it. All they're going to do is pollute it and then spread viruses and germs and top. It's not going to be beautiful anymore after they're done with it. And the people that are that's on these islands is exactly how the original people looked on this planet. They were melanated. It says here the North Sentinel Islands made headlines in 2006 after the tribe murdered 2 fishermen who illegally encroached in the land. After the incident, a 3-mile zone had imposed around the island, and the Sentinelese have been since kept on low profile. And they shouldn't even be over there. They come over there encroaching on a land that's not theirs, and they did it illegally. Those men should have been killed. They shouldn't have been over there. That's their land. And the Indian government don't have no right to that land. Those belongs to the indigenous people. Here's a beautiful picture of the indigenous tribe. And all they're doing is trying to protect their land. They're not dangerous. At least I don't think they are. They have a right to defend their land. They know they're coming over here stealing their resources and tearing up crap like they done globally. It says Sentinelese try to prepare to attack anyone approaching the island. You can't blame them. They coming over there to steal their land and these resources. And all they're doing is protecting their land. And that's not dangerous. That's what everybody else do it. Great Caucasoids and Chinese and Asians and all of them, and people from India, they protect their land. They don't let people just come in and just take from them. So why do they expect any different from India? And it says the Indian government had previously tried to establish a relationship with the tribe and since stopped contact and made contact. To this day, very little is known about the islanders. And it says here, and its estimate suggested around 300 members remain on the island. However, the mystery remains as to what really exists deep inside the lush island. See, people are curious and they want to come over there and steal the resources there. And let's draw down here. And it says, in recent months, fears have begun to mount to the plan for the tourism boom beyond the neighboring Amsterdam and Nicobar Islands, which reserve this and pose a threat to all four Amsterdam and Andaman. Sorry about that. Tribe that plans to include the introduction of high-end human safari companies and resorts development. The Barefoot Resort makes headline that they're building very close to Jarrah reserves in the area the Jarrah tribes call home and perhaps the only space now between the Sentinelese and the civilized society. However, those claims were refuted by an exhaustive report by the company. Whoa, it's like these people are just want to come over there and steal. And I bet you they don't pay nothing for it. And then the indigenous people don't get anything. It's shipwrecked off the shore of North Sentinel Island, the most dangerous island in the world. And they keep on calling it dangerous. And they're trying to paint this negative image by gray washing and, whitewashing. But I'd say gray washing because they're not pure or godlike people. By portraying this negative image of the people like they did the indigenous people here in the Americas and also in Australia. As tourism encroached on the area and being diseased to the tribal members, the results could be catastrophic. Also, many tourists subsequently killed by tribal members were forced the government to retaliate and ultimately clear the area. Yeah, right. There's no retaliation. I'm going, these are their land, and the government don't have no right to that land. The government is not their land. The government, India have their own land mass, and the islands belong to the indigenous people. So the government didn't have no right to retaliate. As far as I'm concerned, it's not their land in the first place. It's the indigenous people's land. If they don't want people coming to their land, they shouldn't have to approach. They were there first. They were there for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. It's their land. And I don't understand why these colonizers don't get it. It's not their land to take. It's the indigenous people's land. And they have a right to protect their land, and that's what's theirs. But this goes on and on about the safaris and this obviously this article is graywash to support the ideology that the people are dangerous and paint this narrative that they deserve to be killed because they are killing off people who are encroaching on their land. But I'm going, and last I heard, if it's your land, you own it. You were there first. You have a right to protect what's yours. And those are the indigenous people. And they're not doing anything wrong. They're just protecting what's theirs. And they already, you can see they're using a germ warfare by letting all these foreigners come in and put their toxic viruses onto the indigenous people. That's a way of weakening the people so they can just encroach and take whatever they want as theirs. But I'm going to scroll down because this is a lengthy article. It says here the tribes are the Andaman Islands, Jarrah, Great Enemies, Orange, and Sentinelese are believed to have lived in the Indian Ocean homes for up to 55,000 years ago. So these are ancient people. They've been there for a long time. That is 35,000 years before the last ice age. They are now far more outnumbered by several 100,000 Indians. These Indians, these Greys, and now which are pretty much the Asians, over there still in the land, who are not indigenous there, who settled on the islands and in recent decades, pretty much, and it's not theirs. They want us to go over there and take it and steal it from the people and hoard the resources for themselves. Today, approximately 400 members of the nomadic Jorowa tribe live in groups of 40 to 50 people in chadas, as they call their homes. Like most tribal groups who live self-sufficient in the land, Jorowas continue to thrive, and the numbers are steadily growing. They hunt pig, turtles, fish, and bows and arrows in coral fringe reefs for crabs, fish, and including striped catfish, eel, and ponyfish. They also gather fruits and wild roots, tubers, and honey. Here's a picture of the indigenous people here. View from the safari bus window of tribe members being offered candy. See, this is disgusting. These are people. These are human beings, and they're being exploited. And here's a sign right here. Having the rules of how they're supposed to come in here and tour the people, which is disgusting. Totally disgusting. But I'm going to put a link to this article. I'm going to read this last paragraph down here. It says here, with the plans of expansion of tourism on Andaman Islands, the future of the unexplored regions is uncertain. What is certain is the continued degrading contact between tourists and tribe members, as witnessed in the video below, shot by anonymous tourists on one of the countless human safaris currently operating. And they're not listening to the laws. Some of the rules were passed to protect these people, but now it's like they don't care. They just want to come. It's all about what corporations want, special interest groups want, and the government. And they just want to go in there and steal and raid this precious land. But this article was originally published in 2015, but it was updated in 2017. But I found another article I'm going to bring y'all along here. It goes more into details of what's going on. This is, I believe this is England's article. It says the UK. It's from the UK Express. And it says here, dangerous tribe, and this is another gray washing, trying to make it look like these people are dangerous. All they're trying to do is protect their land. Dangerous Tribe Island is open to tourists for the first time despite previous murders. How is it murder when they try to protect? Those folks was on there illegally anyway, stealing resources from those people's land. So as far as I'm concerned, it wasn't murder. They were defending themselves. And this here is last published in 2018, and it's by Kara Godfrey. And it just says tourism will be able to visit a number of uninhabited islands for the first time, such as North Sentinel Island and South Andaman without any restrictions. Some of the islands are home to numbers of indigenous and dangerous tribes. They're not dangerous. They're just protecting their own land. If anything, the gray Caucasoids and the gray Asians, the grays, are the ones that are destroying and are dangerous to the indigenous people because they were there first. And they should just leave this land alone. They're hoarding the mainlands and got other countries that they are hoarding resources on. They don't need, there's no need to take this land too. It's just pure greed. Pure greed. But this article goes on to details and give more detail about what's going on now and what it looks like is some of them taking over. But it says here, popular activities for tourism will visit some of the islands, including driving, snorkeling, thanks to rich marine life. It won't be rich alone with them going over there. They're going to destroy it because they don't have rich, and they destroyed the other lands that they are already living on. So that's all they're going to do, the grays. And it says indigenous Andaman Islands are found on many of the islands which are off limits. The islanders, so they still have small sections, but they're taking a big chunk of it looks like. But you can read this article. I'm a little, I wasn't intending to make this, just talking about other articles here. But it says here, this is a list of some of the islands and new changes that were made to this region and what's going on. Just gives you a map and updates of what's going on over there. But here's some more pictures of the people, the indigenous people of the Sentinel Islands right here. And then this article is just pretty much graywashing and showing only one side of the story and one side of the narrative, which is the grays. It doesn't show what the indigenous people think and how they feel. They didn't even take the time to learn their language and get to know these people. And their culture is they just assuming, and it's very one-sided, this article. But I'll leave the link here. Please like this video. I would like to see what you all think. Do you think what's going on with the Sentinel Islands is in the India, near India, exactly is similar to what took place here in the Americas and in the Caribbean? Do you think, what do you think of what's taking place? Do you think the tourist companies have a right to these lands? Do you feel like the indigenous people should be protected? Do you feel like that their island should be their own country and should be off limits to the gray Caucasian and the gray Asians? And the tourists and these companies that want to hoard the resources. I would like to see what you all think. Please like this video, thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. And until next time, peace, family, and love and peace. Bye-bye.